Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another writing vlog. This is an entire week worth of writing. I am off school this week and I am basically creating an at-home writing retreat. It's Monday morning and I just finished reading and now I'm gonna take myself to a coffee shop to celebrate the beginning of this at-home writing retreat that I have set up for myself. And by have set up, I mean, I'm basically just going to spend the next few days writing and reading, and that's my plan. And I don't really have a schedule or any kind of goals or anything like that. But I feel like calling it an at-home writing retreat is making it a little bit fancier, and I appreciate that. So we're going to get up to writing this week. We're going to get up to reading. We have a fun concert to go to tomorrow, which I'm so excited. We're going to see Lord Huron. And beyond that, I think it's just going to be a week of really trying to write as much as possible, get into my work, get into the groove, and see what it would feel like if I had entire days to dedicate to writing. I think it's gonna be awesome. So wherever you are, if you are not already cozy, please get cozy and let's see where this week takes us. I really like to stop when I still have a lot in the tank. I could have just kept going today, but I am aware that it is only the first day of this and I really don't want to burn myself out with excitement. So I think I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna channel this creative energy into something else. I am gonna set up my July bullet journal spreads. Since going back to school, I've started to just set up my entire month in my bullet journal. Writing went so well, as you can imagine. Writing over 3,000 words is a record for me lately. I have not written that many words in months and months in a single day. And I think it's just because this story feels really good. It feels like the story that I should be writing right now.
And I drove 3 hours to feel the rain, 'cause I'm tired of the sun. And every morning all feels the same. Where did all the rainy days...
Hello. Hi, let's do a little reading update. I am back from the gym. I have showered. I did not wash my hair because I have plans tomorrow night and I just don't want to wash my hair 2 days in a row. The other thing that I really want to do this week is just read as much as possible and really save my afternoons for relaxation. I really could have pushed through more today writing, but I did not want to. So I am currently in between books, kind of. I'm reading Stiff by Mary Roach. This is The Curious Lives of Human Cadavers. I'm reading this for book research, and it is so interesting. It is so well written. It is poignant and thoughtful, but also a little bit funny. It's a very serious topic that Mary Roach approaches in a more, I want to say, lighthearted way, but I don't want to leave the impression that she makes fun of it or anything like that. This is a really interesting insight into the medical profession, medical sciences, and the history of human cadavers and what we've done with them and how they've assisted us in various ways. It's easy to get through, it's very approachable, and I'm really enjoying it. I read about 60 pages yesterday at a coffee shop, and I'm going to read a couple more chapters today before switching over to my fiction book, which really quickly this morning I finished Annabelle by Lisa Taddeo. I don't know how to feel about this book. This book was so violent. It explored feminine violence in a way that I don't think I've ever read on the page, and I will be chewing on it for a long time and thinking about it. I think that's the best marker of a good book because I have been thinking about it nonstop since I finished it, and I still don't quite know how to talk about it yet. Propulsive, it was incredibly readable, It was horrific. I felt some kind of morbid fascination with this storyline and with our main character, Joan. Wow, this book was insane. So I finished it this morning. I did read it almost in a single day. That is how incredibly readable and addictive it was. And now I really want to check off something that has been on my list for a while and that I've been really intimidated to read, to dive into Knights of Plague by Orhan Pamuk. Picked this up before I quit my job many months ago, and I've always wanted to read Orhan Pamuk. I feel like he is an author that I hear a lot about, that I'm constantly recommended, but I've yet to pick up a book by him. I have Snow on my shelf, but obviously it is not the season to read about a snowstorm. So I am going to pick up Knights of Plague. I love historical fiction. This is set on a mysterious island in the Ottoman Empire at the turn of the century. A plague that comes to this mysterious island. I'm saying mysterious because I believe it's not based on, the island is imaginary is the word that I'm looking for. So it is not a real island. However, the Ottoman Empire was very real, and this is incredibly historical. The interesting thing about this is that he wrote this before the pandemic, the pandemic of our lifetime. Apparently there are a lot of parallels to our day and age. Without further ado, I'm gonna get even more cozy than I am now and dive in and read and just try to not think too much about my story, because oh my gosh, when I tell you that I could just keep writing and writing, I could.
The gust from New England chills my bones, thawed out by the California sun. The thing for me in the middle of January, why am I in shorts? It's still warm. I drove 3 hours to feel the rain, 'cause I'm tired of the sun. And every morning all feels the same. Where did all the rainy days go? Where did all the rainy days go? All the rainy days go.
Okay, I'm using this because I cannot be bothered to project today, and I really hope that this works. This is my first time trying to sync up my mic and my video. This is where we are today. This is the headspace. Let me recap yesterday because it was phenomenal, but it has made for a very sleepy Megan today. So as you saw, I woke up and I did a little bit of reading. As per usual, I did a little bit of writing. Actually, I did quite a bit of writing. I wrote over 1,500 words. Again, I'm doing so well this week. I feel like having such a large portion of my day focused on writing has just been really, really helpful. After reading, we went to Lord Huron. I didn't include any clips right away, but here's a little bit of the concert. It was so amazing. It was so amazing. It's my second time seeing Lord Huron, and honestly, nothing inspires me more in my writing. No other medium inspires me more than music. And I realized that yesterday while I was just so excited to go see them. I've seen them before, and they are by far my favorite band to see live. They're probably my favorite concerts that I've ever been to because they are just so good and so engaging, and their light show is phenomenal, but their stage presence is also phenomenal. And obviously their music is amazing. And this is the second time I have been able to hear my favorite song of all time live, and that is such a privilege that I'm just so honored that I get to have that in my life. In case you're wondering, my favorite song is The Ghost on the Shore by Lord Huron. Every single thing I write, I try to make it feel like that song makes me feel. It's so inspiring to me to be in the presence of musicians and hear their words, and the stories that can be told through songs, I think are what inspire me the most. Music is by far the thing that I listen to get the most inspiration. I draw a lot of parallels to some of my favorite songs to the works that I'm writing. A lyric will stop me in my tracks, and I will try to write something that makes me feel like that lyric makes me feel. So I definitely feel like music is the thing that I draw the most inspiration from, which was really interesting to realize. But the concert was amazing. The venue was so cool. It was the first time I'd ever been to Massey Hall here in Toronto. It's this really old building with a perfect view of the stage. We truly had the best seats. It was also the first concert that I've ever been to where everyone sat the entire time, and that was really cool because I just got to chill, and I really appreciated that. Today I am going to get started on writing. I'm currently waiting for my friend Fatuma to get back to me. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go over there to write today. We shall see. I might be changing locations today. And what am I writing today? I'm gonna write the next scene. Surprise, surprise. It's really, really fun to write. I'm so enjoying writing this book. I don't think I've said this about this book yet, but what's really interesting so far in this process, there are two things that have popped up that I find the most fascinating about this particular work in progress, about the Haunted Project. I'm realizing that for the first time in a really long time, I'm writing in my own voice, which doesn't mean that the character that I'm writing is a reflection of me, but I'm talking about my writer voice, the capital W, capital V, where you take a tone of a narrator. When I used to write really dark, sharp narratives. I found with my fantasy books, I couldn't necessarily take on that voice too much. I had to lighten it ever so slightly because I was telling this big epic story. And with this book, it's not big and epic. It's very, very minuscule. It is a singular person and their experience. I'm falling into writing in my own voice in a way that just feels so comfortable. And I think that that's a big part of why I'm enjoying this so much is I'm not trying. It's not that I was trying too hard. I don't ever want to say that because I love the folk, but I think it's more just that it's easier to write this because it feels more reflective of who I am as a writer. Hopefully that makes sense. I cannot wait for you to read it. And then the second thing that's really interesting is that I'm actually writing it in present tense, which I fell into earlier this week without even realizing it. I've never written in present tense, ever. I've read a number of books in present tense and I do like them, but it's just not a tense that I'm comfortable with writing. I find that I fall back into past very, very easily, and this book just started being in present tense from the very first scene, and that is really, really interesting to me. And to not get stuck on that, it might change between drafts, we shall see, but So far, this book is just so much of like my comfort zone and comfort writing. Too long, don't read. The tense might change, but it is very, very interesting that I am writing it right now in present tense. Okay, I'm gonna see how much writing I can get done before Fatuma texts me, and I will obviously, I guess, take you with me if I go. I'll keep you posted. You're gonna see me in like a second, so this is very, very weird that I'm closing out this voiceover, but let's get to it.
Why do we dance in the moonlight? Must be a reason why. Why don't we make love in the daytime? Must be a reason why. I discovered a box full of Polaroid pictures. Colors were faded. Man, I miss them. Ain't no place that I would rather be. Why do we dance in the moonlight? Must be a reason why. Why don't we make love in the daytime? Must be a reason why. The memories were pure as the laughs over dinner. When memories fade, you soon replace them. What has changed from the world you used to see?
Hey there, this is voiceover Megan, who finally got her mic to work. I am coming in here to explain what the heck is going on in these chaotic clips. During the pandemic, I got really into this game called House Flipper, which is exactly how it sounds. You buy homes, you renovate them, and then you sell them for a profit. Here I am looking at the old house that I had. It's kind of okay, but I decided that I wanted to sell it and just completely start from scratch. So I put it up for auction, and unfortunately I was about to lose my profits. I was going to be $6,000 in the hole after selling this home. So I decided to renegotiate my price, and I was successful, and I actually sold it for a profit. And then I decided to buy a lakefront home and renovate it. And so this is me just staring at the new property that I own in this fictional game and just drifting off into the abyss and deeply enjoying it. So I played this for a couple hours and then I had to stop because, believe it or not, I actually got some motion sickness. So that was my night. I ended up just laying on the couch with my cat and watching silly YouTube videos for the rest of the night.
Book and I are going through it. I am enjoying it, but it's definitely, it reads like a history textbook, which is very, very jarring to me because the description of it makes it sound like an epic novel with like, it just makes it feel like, it makes it sound bigger, if that makes sense. And I feel like it's just reading like a history textbook, which is just, it's a lot to get through and be entertained by. But there are passages that I'm really enjoying and there are moments that I'm enjoying. So I don't want to outright DNF it, but I think what needs to happen is, instead of it just being the only book that I'm reading, I think I need to break it up into a number of pages per day to read in order to finish it, maybe by the end of this month, because it's just dense. And while I find that when I can get into the groove, the pages go by pretty quickly and I kind of get lost in it, there's no thread
that is keeping me engaged. I'm not really invested in the characters. I don't really understand what's going on. And it's just a lot. It's just really forcing me to focus. And so I made it to page 150, which is usually the time when I decide whether or not I'm going to DNF a book. And I really don't want to DNF this because I am enjoying the experience of reading it. I think I just need to change the experience a little bit. I'm going to divvy up the pages and probably read like maybe 20 a day just to finish it by the end of the month. I don't want to give up on you. Hey, hi, hello. So I wrote 1,800 words today. I feel like this has just been such a good writing week. Actually, to be honest, it's been such a good writing month. I feel like a lot of factors have really made this month super successful in my writing. One of them is the challenge and the fact that I had consistency, but the other was switching up my project and writing something completely different than anything I have previously written. I feel like I was really struggling with writing the same epic fantasy story that I had just finished, and I think that I struggled a lot in that. So deciding to switch it up and write something completely different has just been so wonderful, and my word count this month is significantly higher, which only indicates that I'm finally able to write again. I don't know, I feel like this is dramatic to say, but I really did feel like I lost the ability to write a little bit at the beginning of this year, and I just have gained that back immensely. So I'm grateful. That doesn't mean that there isn't going to be difficult days. There will be difficult stretches, of course, because writing is not a linear experience, but it feels good. I finished today with 1,800 words, and then I also mapped out my story for the next little bit leading up to a moment that I have to do a little bit of brainstorming on and think about how I want this moment to unfold. And that feels great. It feels great. I am now going to take myself to the gym. It looks like it's a little bit less smoky today, which is nice. Just been so brutal for that, and whenever it's really smoky it just weighs very heavily on my mind. So I am gonna go to the gym, and then I'm gonna spend the rest of the day editing this video, I think, and then we'll see how far we get, and we'll continue on. I will complete this challenge in this video, so I'm gonna still film a little bit tomorrow morning. I really want to get capturing the end of this challenge on video, so I'm still gonna film a little bit tomorrow, but we are going to our friend's place in the afternoon, and so it is gonna be a bit of a hectic day.
And I drove 3 hours to feel the rain, 'cause I'm tired of the sun. And every morning all feels the same. Where did all the rainy days go? The gust from New England chills my bones, thawed out by the California sun. The thing for me in the middle of January. Why am I in shorts? It's still warm. I drove 3 hours to feel the rain, 'cause I'm tired of the sun. And every morning all
Okay, let's try this again. I realized my mic wasn't turned up nearly enough, so I'm hoping that this is a little bit better. And it's frankly, there's a car outside. It's frankly just a little bit easier to not have to shout and worry about echoing and all of that jazz. But hello, hi. I am in the oddest moods today because I am tired. It is so smoky outside and I have to leave in a few hours to go visit my friends this weekend. I'm so excited. It's always a little bit nerve-wracking to leave my apartment and to leave my home and my routine. It's only for a couple of days and my cats are going to be taken care of. But it just always makes me a little bit frazzled because I always feel like there's a million things that I have to do, including finishing this video. I would like to take a moment and celebrate with you because it is currently June 30th, which means the writing challenge that I've set out for myself this month is complete. It feels great. It's interesting how this challenge really wasn't much of a challenge for me, frankly, because I already write every single day and I wrote every single day before this challenge. Usually, I realized in this challenge that I take my Fridays and Saturdays off. I really do miss that, and I'm definitely going to go back to taking 2 days off of writing every single week. But for the most part, writing every single day has been phenomenal. I think the biggest thing and the most exciting thing, obviously, is the project that I'm working on, but maybe the second most exciting thing is that I really feel like I've established a morning routine when it comes to writing, which is exactly what I wanted. July and August are going to be so crazy when it comes to school. I have a full-time schedule, and then on top of that, I'm going to have a bunch of assignments and tests that I have to study for in the evenings, plus YouTube. So establishing a morning routine was just so wonderful, and I'm very proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself. Look at how wonderful it is. It is completely filled. I only missed 2 days this entire month, and they were both Saturdays, which I'm not sad about. Let's talk numbers though, because I think it will give you a better idea of how little this month actually changed my writing routine. Other than starting a new project that I'm so excited for and that I can't wait to continue working on, it didn't really increase my word count all that much. It did a little bit. In May, I wrote around 8,000 words, just over 8,000 words. And in the month of June, I'm sitting at 12,000, almost 13,000 words. And that's fantastic, but it's really not that big of a difference having written every single day. This includes work that I did outside of my manuscript, so writing that I did that wasn't a part of the actual story, so character development, plot development, all that jazz. I track it all because it is all writing and it all counts. That just shows that it hasn't really affected my overall productivity and word count. And I don't really know why I feel the need to clarify that, but I think that it's just an important context because I just completed this awesome goal and I don't want you to be looking at this video going, oh man, I wish I had the time to do that, and feeling maybe like a failure or something because you can't dedicate every single day to writing because you probably have a very busy life, a very busy schedule, and other things that demand your time. So this just goes to show that this wasn't really a challenge for me. This was more of just an intention, and I was successful in it, and I'm very happy about that. Thank you so very much for being here. I hope that this was a wonderful video for you. We're about to enter even crazier time. Like I said, July and August. Gonna be bananas. Don't know how I'm gonna commit myself to all of these things, but we're gonna try. And I'm just so grateful that you're here. I hope you have a wonderful weekend if you're watching this on Saturday. If not, I hope you're just having a good day, whatever day it is for you. So until next time.